What's good, family? Phil Facts, the sports snob in the building. I know. It's Sunday and it's football day. But we got to talk about these Knicks. We got to talk about the climate in New York. That's what I like to talk about. I'm always thinking about the Knicks. The Giants are not doing well. The Yankees are in the playoffs. They trying. Are they going to beat the Dodgers? Who knows, man? Yankees, this blunts is to you. Because sometimes in New York, the Yankees is all we got. That's why I got on my Yankee hat now, my colors, because right now it's a sad state in New York sports, unfortunately, and all we have is the Yankees to hang on to. That being said, let's talk about this Kyrie situation, man. Let's talk about the Nets and the Knicks. What's up, baby? Peace. Yo, who run New York, man? Who runs New York, man? Who is New York's basketball team? There's a lot of bandwagon Nets fans on the low. I'm starting to realize that a lot of Nets fans are really mad Knicks fans. And so they tired of going through the shit. And so now, you know what I'm saying? They converted over to the dark side, the cornball side. RJ is definitely the man on the Knicks. Definitely. Falcon already know what it is. Peace and love, baby. We know RJ is the man on the team, and we got to put shit around him. But I'm just talking about both franchises. Because you got a lot of people trying to claim that the Knicks aren't in New York's team anymore. And I feel like that's bullshit, but I don't know because my opinion could be biased. So I'm trying to figure that out. I don't have a lot of subscribers. I don't got a lot of followers. A lot of people catch up to my shit later. It's all cool. We know that Kyrie is the man on the Nets. That's right. Well, my man Falcon said it again. It's the truth. Kyrie is the face of the Nets, and RJ is the face of the Knicks. Now, the shit is, what's up with Kyrie? That's another thing that's really funny when you think about it. Kyrie is problems. Did he do us a favor by not coming to the Knicks? Because we get to just focus on getting our organization shit together. We don't got to worry about that circus shit with Kyrie and KD. My man Falcon says that RJ's not a shooting guard. You know what? I agree, fam. I think RJ needs to play the 3. That's why if we draft a guard, I'm not stressing drafting a point. Like I said, we got a little bit of everything. We got point guards on our roster that we need to see what they could do. Like, really, we need to let the kids play and get some fucking chemistry because we're not winning the championship and we're not going to the playoffs. I don't know why New York fans keep trying to get Band-Aids and put them on situations that need surgery. RJ is definitely a 3. This is why I was saying you could let DSJ and Frank interchange between point guard duties and shooting guard duties. But the problem is that we'd rather get a shooter because RJ's a slasher and DSJ's a slasher. But if Frank could learn to spot up and shoot, which I think he can, I think that RJ could run point forward. I agree. My man Falcon says, I think that Julius Randle also did a good job with passing the ball at certain situations, except for in the block. In the block is when he gets stupid. We know that. And the spin move come and he don't see the double team. But RJ, we can see clearly that he can't handle the ball. So that being said, I'm not really worried about that because we have no idea really how Thibodeau's going to run this team. We can only speculate. There's so many directions we could go. And you know what? That's what makes the Knicks situation better than the Nets. Because the Nets got turmoil. All you Net fans confront all y'all want. Y'all not winning shit. Even if you got Kyrie and KD. And I'm going to tell you why. What do all championship teams have that right now you don't see with the Nets? Chemistry. We see that clear as day. We've seen it with the Clippers. You can have all the talent in the world. If you don't have chemistry, you can forget about it. And the Nets, we don't even know how that team is going to roll together because we already know that there's two factions on that team. There's Kyrie and his faction, and then there's the players that was already there. And this is me being an outsider looking in because I really don't follow the Nets, but I do pay attention to certain news, especially when it's negative. And it's funny because, yo, that's a great idea. Word up. My man Falcon says LeVert and Dinwiddie for PG-13. Right? So they could really, really struggle. More drama to their shit. The Nets is a trip. That's all they need is Paul George on that team. And the sad part is, no disrespect to Kyrie, I'm a big fan of Kyrie Irving. I love his skill set, man. I really do. But is it affecting how he comes, how his approach to the game and his results, the way he thinks? Because his skill set isn't the problem, but his mentality seems to be an issue. It seems to be an issue with the media, his teammates, around the league. It just seems like Kyrie's not a glue guy. Kyrie's reminded me a lot of Stephon Marbury. Because you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't know how to be a true leader and incorporate your teammates and get them to trust you and build chemistry and camaraderie, you're not going to win. You're going to be a loner. And players are never going to play for you or with you. They're going to always be thinking shit and they're going to always harbor feelings and things are not going to work. We watched that happen to Stephon Marbury, man. Bad attitude gives you bad results on the court. And I see Kyrie, man, headed down that lane, man. I really do. He has a lot of issues, man. His mental capacity for the game is fine. But when you mix that with life, I don't know, bro. Shit is crazy. Now, my man Stephen Mendez, shout out, peace. LeVert is starting to shine. He's been having the last 2 seasons, man. And that's the thing I'm talking about. That's why I'm bringing it up. Even though I'm a Knicks fan, will he stay with the Nets, man? Does he want to deal with Kyrie Irving? You heard what Kyrie just said about the coach? Like, who does that? About the coaching situation? Like, who does that? Like, why would you? Steve Nash is a new guy. He's new to this. This is his first gig. And you're already diminishing his power. You're already talking down on his position as far as you making it seem like what he could do. Everybody could do it. If that's the case, a lot of teams will be winning championships and be successful. Everybody can't be a head coach, a winning head coach. That's clear as day. So guys like LeVert and Dinwiddie, they fuck around and leave. Because we know already the Nets are committed to Kyrie and KD. So you got a fucking head case and you got a bitch ass that you got to worry about. And you want people to follow them? Yo, I ain't going to front. I'm glad I'm a Knicks fan in the situation we in. I'm glad Kyrie didn't come now. Last year, this time, you could have told me that. I was distraught. I was hurt. We didn't get Zion. And KD played us and Kyrie played us. But that shit all worked out for our benefit. It really did. We gotta be 100 about that. Yo, my blunt keep going out. I'm pissed. I need a fucking lighter. Anyway, so that being said, are the Nets really the team taking over New York? Are they the team of the future? Or will the Knicks keep a stronghold on our position? Yo, Steven Mendez says our future is definitely bright. I agree with you, Steve, all the way. I believe that right now, with the staff that we have, the president, the front office, and the talent that we have right now, sky's the limit as long as we make the right decisions. Hey, yo, my man, White Falcon 44 says Steve Nash stepdad. Oh, man, Steve Nash, man. I feel bad for him. Is his position as far as dealing with these dudes, but you know what? That's why they get paid a lot of money. And like Jeff Hornacek, Derek Fisher, and a lot of other decent guards and good guards I used to play, Jason Kidd. Everybody's not meant to be cut out to be a coach. And sometimes you good in the background as a trainer or even as an assistant, but being a head coach it comes with a lot, especially when you got to coach people like Kyrie Irving, man. Mendez says, oh yeah, I know that Steve Nash is RJ's godfather, but Steve Nash is on the Nets. He's not fucking with the Knicks, so I'm not even, that connection is not relevant right now because at the end of the day, it really doesn't benefit RJ while he's on the Knicks because Steve Nash is dealing with the enemy. That fuck around. I'm not saying it's going to affect their relationship, but they probably not going to be able to communicate as much as they used to. RJ may not be able to lean on him the way he used to because he's going to be busy. Nash is going to have other responsibilities, so we'll see how that goes. Let me see what you put here, White Falcon. I didn't get that. DSJ and Julius. I don't know what the hell I said. It says 4. What you put in forwards as our forwards? Wait, nah. DSJ is not a forward, so I know you're not putting that. But DSJ, man, he got a bad rap, and the Knicks fans need to calm down. I believe that kid has a lot more to contribute to the team than we saw. We just impatient and we ridiculous, man. Now, I heard that a rumor about which team is that? Is it new? I think there's a team out there or two that want to get the Ball brothers together. Probably all 3. That would be crazy. It'd be funny, yo, if the Knicks, what if the Knicks could do that? What if the Knicks could get that second pick? I don't want this. I'm just bringing it up because this is good shit to talk about and think about. What if the Knicks got that second pick and traded for Lonzo and then signed LiAngelo? Yo, what you think would happen, man? Yo, we wouldn't have Lonzo plays D, but his brothers, I don't know. LiAngelo could shoot. He's a shooter. He could hit threes. We know that. And Melo was a facilitator. But would that work out? I don't know. The Knicks roster might not be the team to do that with, but could you see the 3 Ball brothers playing together in the NBA on the same team? Wow, that'd be different. I know that'd probably be history. I don't think 3 brothers ever played on the same team. But back to my topic about who runs New York, man. Do the Nets really have a chance? Do you think the Nets going to win a chip? I don't. I think it's going to fall apart before they actually start seeing any real success. I think that we're going to catch up to them. Let me see. My man White Falcon wrote me some here. We should trade the 8th pick for the 2nd pick and trade DSJ and Julius for Lonzo and Zion. Zion wanted to trade after the first game. He didn't want to get up at the draft. All right, Falcon. Well, unfortunately, those trade the scenarios, they not gonna happen. They're not realistic because they're not gonna get back what they will want for those 2 players. And that's just 100. Yeah, we're not gonna get Zion. They're not giving us Zion. They're not gonna give up Zion. That's their meal ticket. They had Anthony Davis and they lost him, and that shit hurt them. So the NBA gave him Zion. You got to remember, this is a business. This is politics. The NBA wants to make sure that every team makes some kind of money and has an attraction to draw revenue. So certain trades just they never gonna happen. You know what I mean? We could speculate and shit and imagine, but this ain't 2K, man. No disrespect. I'm just saying, like. And the Nets, yo, Falcon, you stupid, yo. You said the Nets are in the finals. You know that's a lie. No, nah, this is the thing, Falcon. You saying that Lonzo's not staying because Drew Holiday, but Lonzo and Zion is the attraction for the Pelicans. So they're gonna keep those two. You got it backwards. Ingram is the one that's gonna be out. And Drew Holiday has high value in the NBA. They're gonna move him and they're gonna be able to acquire assets for him. Drew Holiday is one of the players I suggested that the Knicks traded for. I suggested that shit like last month. I said they should trade for Drew Holiday because of the salary matchup. Him, Drew Holiday, and I believe it's Jahlil Okafor. They have another player. That I believe that we are able to get that will help the salaries match, where we could send them Julius Randle and we could get their pick. We could trade their pick. We could take their. I think they have the who do they have? The Pelicans have the 12th or the 13th pick. So we would get Drew Holiday. We would probably get like I said, I think it's Jahlil Okafor and the 13th pick, and we would give up Randall. We would re-sign Alpha Payton and trade him. And or Wayne Ellington, one of those two, because they both make the same amount of money, and we could use them to make this trade work, and we could give them the 27th and the 38th pick. So they will come off. It's a good trade for both teams. They'd have some player. They'd have two players that could complement what they got. Julius Randle is actually pretty young. So him and Zion and Lonzo probably could make something happen. That could be a nice little, they could build with that three. And Randall was already there. So they familiar with him in that city. He's already played there. Then adding Ellington or Alfred Payton, that gives them another shooter, supposedly, because them niggas ain't hit shit when they was playing for us. But it does give them another shooter. And like I said, and they'll have 2 draft picks that they could pick. And this draft, to be honest with you, they saying this draft is not deep, but honestly, it's actually a deeper draft when you start going into the later picks. After you get out of the lottery, it's very hard to tell because there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of players that a lot of teams can go for. There's so many different players, man. This draft is a sleeper draft because the lottery players are probably not. You can't really define what their future is, but there's a lot of players once you start getting into the 20s that could be very serviceable. It could have long NBA careers. There's guys that we don't know. Like I said, you got Tyler Bay, you got RJ Ham. There's a lot of guys that are fluctuating between being lottery picks and not being lottery picks at all. So that just goes to show that there's going to be a few guys that drop down that are going to be valuable. So that being said, people can't turn their nose up when we talk about the Knicks offering that late first round pick and that second round pick, because that's an early second round pick. You could get 2 very good players. I really wouldn't even do this trade. The only reason why I'm even suggesting this trade is because Drew Holiday is an excellent player and he will fulfill absolutely everything that we need in that position. He can shoot, he plays defense, and he would be a mentor. So Drew Holiday is a very underrated player in the NBA. Somebody brought up Kyle Lowry. I don't know what that shit was about, but I ain't fucking with Kyle Lowry. I want Drew Holiday. Bro, Zion ain't leaving, man. He's under contract. He just got on that team, fam. Where's he going? He got 4-year contract, family. He is not leaving. He's not leaving New Orleans. I just explained to you why. They lost elite NBA superstar that was. They are, first of all, look at where they are. They're New Orleans. They're not a major market. They have to have a superstar on that franchise for them to draw revenue, fam. Why would they commit suicide and financial? Why would they kill themselves like that and trade Zion? Whether he wants to be there or not, this is not the 80s, man, in the 90s. These players can't pick, everybody's not LeBron. And even LeBron got to wait until he had to wait. LeBron learned how to get certain kind of contracts so that he can have flexibility. That's why LeBron bounces all over. You can't, every player can't do that. If it don't make money, if it don't make sense, it's not gonna happen. And Zion leaving the Pelicans, they're not gonna do that. That's why I'm telling you, they're probably not even gonna trade Lonzo. Unless they get a name, because look, they're gonna let Ingram go. Lonzo, like I said, Lonzo and Zion have chemistry. They're about to let Ingram walk because they gotta figure out, they want to build that team around them too. And like I said, after losing AD and not having no star, you clearly saw what the NBA did when they jerked the Knicks and then give us the first pick to save that franchise, and they gave them Zion. Why would they give them, the NBA go all out their way to put Zion on that team, and then that team goes and trade him? That doesn't make sense. Jrue Holiday is gone, bro. I'm telling you. I'm not a Pelican fan, so we're gonna stop talking about these niggas, man. You saying Ingram and Jrue Holiday are their stars? No. Ingram and Jrue Holiday are clearly now I'm not even gonna say that. They're two of their very best assets to move forward with their two stars, who's Lonzo Ball and Zion Williams. It's not Jrue Holiday is not a star, fam. People like me and you that know about ball know about Jrue Holiday. The average person doesn't know they know who Zion is. And that's what the Pelicans need. Jrue Holiday don't sell jerseys. Zion does. Ingram ain't selling jerseys more than Lonzo Ball, fam. It's business. It's not about our feelings. I'm just saying. Now, Minnesota picking Edwards, I ain't gonna front. I think that's what's gonna happen. I think that LaMelo Ball ends up on Charlotte. I think Jordan picks him. Jordan ain't stupid. Jordan knows that's a star. They need a star. The NBA is a star power league, bro. This is the thing. As a kid and as a fan, when you're young, you fall for the shit. But as you start getting older and you watch this sport more and more, you realize that this all business. Let me see what Falcon's saying. I ain't going front. I do feel like the Knicks have what they need. I already expressed that. But we can't front that Jrue Holiday is not an upgrade. And he, like I said, he covers all the grounds that we were considering for getting Chris Paul or someone else like Fred VanVleet. And the money, like I said, it matches up because we already paying Randall. And then Holiday, what we could do is renegotiate his contract. I don't know when he's a free agent, but we could get him, if the situation works out, I'm sure a fan would take, he's not going to be making 20-something million a season anymore. So that's better for us because he's on the decline. He's on the back end of his career, man. Let me see what else Falcon wrote here, man. No, I'm not saying, see, you getting it wrong. See, that's what I'm saying, Falcon. I'm not going, I get what you're saying, but you going off of no disrespect, but you're going off of a feeling or a preference. That's not reality. We know that Zion would love to play with RJ. We know that Zion would love to be on the Knicks. But the reality is that's not happening within these few years. Maybe in the future. Yo, you crazy. You said we're going to get LaMelo Ball. We're going to get Zion and Lonzo. What's today? Today is October 4th, 2020. Yo, my nigga, if you right, that's worth everything I love, man. Nigga, I will give you $100. I will fucking give you $100. You got to bet. But when? I need to know, when is this trade going to happen before I put my money up? When is this trade you talking about? When is this whole scenario supposed to take place? LaMelo, Zion, and Lonzo on the Knicks. By what year? Because you just throwing shit out there. I think you just giving me shit to talk about. You fucking with me. Because you really not trying to lose your money. Because I will bet you. Like I said, I got $100 that say that shit never happens. But we gotta have a time frame on that bet because you're not gonna have that shit lingering for 10 years, nigga. I need my $100. If you think that shit is happening this season, oh, I definitely bet you. My cash app is $ Phil Facts, baby. Word up. You want to bet? Let's go. Yo, you wildin', son. Nigga said we get Zion, Lonzo, and LaMelo. Man, listen, man. We deserve that. We deserve that for all the years we get robbed in the draft, for all the years that we get dropped down and lose spots and shit for what happened last year. The NBA owes the Knicks, man. I think that has a lot to do with our owner. I think because our owner doesn't follow the protocol of the Billionaires Boys Club like he's supposed to, we suffer. And being that the team's still going to get revenue because of our location, because of who they are, they still going to make money. It's a win-win situation for the NBA. They could bully Dolan all they want and not worry about the New York franchise losing value. Even when we play bad, like right now, we still the most valuable team in the NBA. So this all got to do with bread, B. This all got to do with money. And that's the frustrating part about being a fan of sports in this day and age, is the fact that everything is about money, man. Everything is about money. So, you know, the era of players saying, oh, I don't want to go there and I'm not playing for that team, all that shit right now, that shit dead. The last person that did that shit successfully in New York, and he didn't do it in New York, he did it to get to New York, it was Eli Manning. You're not doing that shit no more. Ain't nobody really doing that. You can't force your way out of a team. I remember Steve Francis tried to do that. I can't think of anybody successfully forcing their way out of New York when they got drafted or here. I don't think a player that's coming into a league, that really tarnishes their reputation, man. When they don't, when they don't comply and they don't go and report to the team that got their rights. You can't do that without a lot of backlash, man. So players stop doing shit like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. You'll hear rumblings behind closed doors and you'll see articles and this and that. But at the end of the day, most players, for their brand, they're not going to talk negative about whatever franchise has their rights until probably until they retire. And keep it 100. If they mad that they on a team, they're going to hold that shit down and act like they want to be there as best they can and try to say the right things as best they can because they don't want to fuck up their money, their potential earnings, and they don't want other teams to look at them as a problem. If they decide if a team has an interest for a player, they're gonna worry about the fact that that player he doesn't comply if he doesn't want to be in the situation, and that's gonna make you unattractive to teams. So players stop doing that. So guys, like I said, if you're not LeBron, if you're not Paul George, if you're not an up echelon superstar, you got to be a superstar to push that kind of weight around right now. These rookies coming in the league, they can't do that. And if they do that, they gonna have a lot of backlash. They better be a fucking all-star every year in the snap because the media is gonna ride them. The media does not like that. And the NBA, you know that they sick the media on these players. It's like I said, it's a business, man. This all this shit is a business for the NBA for their directive to be carried out. Bottom line. NBA has a goal, they have a plan, and they want it to go a certain way. Once shit starts drifting off a certain kind of way, you will see some type of action being taken, whether it's through the media or directly. But the NBA don't play. The NBA really, they don't play. And you got to realize the NBA monitors player movement. Look what they did when the Lakers were supposed to get Chris Paul. The NBA caused Chris Paul a ring. Imagine if they would have allowed that trade and Chris Paul would have ended up on the Lakers. Then the Lakers would have ended up getting Paul Gasol because they ended up getting Paul Gasol anyway and Kobe got his rings without Shaq. Imagine if he would have got Chris Paul. If he would have got Chris Paul, they might have turned Andrew. I'm just saying, speculating. They might have turned Andrew Bynum into something. Everything could have been totally different. But the NBA had to make sure that Charlotte had somebody. This is why I'm saying Zion ain't leaving. Same thing with the Nets. Why you think Kyrie and KD went there? Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a fucking buck. You think that the NBA ain't have something to do with that decision? I believe that I'm not saying completely, but I'm sure that the league said, listen, man, you guys are considering going to New York. The Knicks is fine. So the Nets are in New York too, and they don't have a superstar. We need a face for that because the Nets don't have a face for their franchise. They didn't, and they still got that fucking swamp stench on them from Jersey. I don't give a fuck what nobody try to say. They have not won over New York. The Knicks could be bums. You could call them and say we sorry, whatever you want, but we still New York's team. The Nets haven't won shit. And when last time they went to the finals, they was in another state. So I'm not threatened by that franchise. And I don't believe that any true blue basketball fan that grew up in New York that loved the Knicks is a diehard Nets fan. They're a Nets fan because they're hurt. The only real diehard Nets fan is probably, I ain't no disrespect, all shout out love. I fuck with Brooklyn. And I know how Brooklyn is, man. They stick together. So I can see a lot of people that live in Brooklyn or people being from Brooklyn that are homesick, out of town. They probably fuck with the Nets die hard because they rep in Brooklyn. But New York is bigger than Brooklyn, baby. It's 5 boroughs. And everybody in New York, the whole city ain't fucking with the Nets. Shit, everybody in Brooklyn ain't fucking with the Nets. I know a few of my homies from BK that still diehard Knicks fans. So I don't know if Kyrie and KD really made the difference as far as winning over New York. I have to say that, nah. I think the percentages is probably a 70-30. Don't get me wrong, Knicks fans are probably upset with the team, frustrated, but true blue Knicks fans ain't going nowhere. We've had worse times than this. This ain't shit. If you a real Knicks fan, you know we had worse times than this. And we watched our team make stupid moves in the past. So where we at right now? We on the horizon. We on the other side of the bullshit. We done been through so much now that it can only get better. I mean, yo, I remember when they let go of Rod Strickland. Remember that dumbass fucking move? That was the beginning of me being introduced to Knicks stupidity. Word. The Mark Jackson, Rod Strickland saga. That shit was stupid. Bad decision making on that front. They fucked that one up. The Knicks really they dropped the ball on that. I remember when they signed Charles Smith and they could have got Dominique Wilkins. Dominique Wilkins and Patrick Ewing will probably have rings right now. The Knicks, man, I'm 46 years old. I've been fucking with the Knicks all my life, man. I found out about basketball through the Lakers, but when I really started to learn the game, man, I've been a Knicks fan. Pops passed the poison, man. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. So I've been there from it all. Word. When we was the bomb squad, we had the bomb squad. How many of y'all know about that? I watch a lot of shit on YouTube, and I watch a lot of bloggers. I listen to a lot of, I hear cats talking. You wasn't even born. A lot of cats be talking, and you be trying to reflect on the 90s. Y'all be giving your opinion on you wasn't born. You ain't even see niggas play. Y'all be trying to put people in categories that you don't have the authority to do so with, because you didn't experience those people playing on more than one occasion, several times live when the moment was happening. Y'all go off of hearsay and y'all take these opinions. And that's the problem with the internet, because people got so much information available to them. Y'all motherfuckers think y'all know everything without experience. You can't know everything just off of watching it on YouTube. Some shit you got to experience. So that being said, a lot of y'all cats that got these opinions about the 90s and shit, and the 80s and the 2000s, and certain players like Dominique and this, y'all need to just shut the fuck up. Because y'all don't know what was going on. You don't know the politics. You don't know the dynamics. You don't know nothing. You know about now. You know about LeBron. You know about Kobe. You know about D-Wade. Y'all know about Carmelo. Keep it there. You don't hear me talking about Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell and trying to degrade them. No, because I realize they pioneers, fam. And they led up to whatever it was that I got to enjoy, which leads up to right now. So slow the fuck down, young boys, with your opinions that are just opinions and not facts about old school basketball. And let's try to figure out this garbage we got to watch today. Word. Now, that being said, I brought all that up because, y'all got to stop bugging off of comparing the Knicks past to the present. We got to let that go. Y'all like scarred females right now. Y'all got to let it go. Sorry, ladies, no disrespect. Y'all being very emotional. Y'all being very apprehensive. Y'all too jittery. Y'all bugging. Y'all got to chill. This is not the year for us to win championships. This is not the year for us to get to the playoffs. This is a year for us to build and grow. And we can sit back and watch the Nets struggle and have a soap opera and try to save face and try to be what they can't be. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to win a chip. Yo, even if they won the Eastern, and I'm going to tell you that's another thing. You see Miami? You see Giannis is trying to make Milwaukee get Chris Paul. You see Philadelphia just got Doc Rivers. Who the fuck is Steve Nash going to outcoach? Even if he's a hell of, he could be the motherfucker. Yo, Steve Nash got problems coming his way. I can tell you that right now. These Nets, they fucked up when they got Nash. Because Brad Stevens, Doc Rivers, you got coaches. I mean, there's so many coaches with experience. This dude don't got no coaching experience. Yo, man, what's he going to do? His X's and O's game better be crazy. It's a difference from being a player, but then being responsible for the entire game plan and where everybody's supposed to be. It's different when you're a point guard. You do know certain shit. You do know the playbook by, front and back, and you know certain shit. But when it's your responsibility to make those adjustments that you used to having your coach tell you about, now all of that shit is on you. And now you got to decipher. Now you might be seeing shit one way. Now your assistant is telling you so. There's going to be a lot of adjustments and learning on the job for Steve Nash. Because they threw him in the head. He wasn't an assistant coach before. He's going from being an advisor and somebody that lingers around when niggas is in USA basketball. Because you see how he knows all these different players. Because he be, clearly he fucks around. But it's a difference, fam. When you are the nigga calling that shots and you're responsible for everything and everyone that is a part of this team and what direction you the leader, you the bottom line leader. There's no other fall guy. If your team doesn't execute or perform well, it's because of you, brother, bottom line. And Steve Nash hasn't been in that situation. And then with knuckleheads like Kyrie and them, diminishing his power, diminishing his position, and saying they could coach by committee and all that other shit, that's just undermining him already, fam. That's just one sign that that's gonna continue. And as that does continue, I'm gonna be enjoying it. So Knicks fans, let's enjoy the soap opera that is the Nets fronting, hoping that they could get this city under wraps, and they can't. And let's enjoy our team start to grow. Let's see what happens. I'm about to put out another basketball card on a draft prospect. I think that the Knicks should draft. I'm not going to tell y'all who that is because I want y'all to tune in. I did my first basketball card on Sadiq Bey because I'm really feeling him, and I think the Knicks need to take him. I think that, like I said, I want us to make a trade where we can have 2 lottery picks because Sadiq Bey is going to go in the lottery. So, Aneka Okonye moving up. There's guys moving up. That kid, Denny that whatever his name is, that European kid. There's a lot of guys fluctuating up and down. So if we got 2 picks, we could come off like Boston, because Boston is about to kill. Boston got like 4 picks, and they already got a good team. They're gonna come off. And you know what? I'd like to have a successful draft as well. I don't want to watch other people have a great draft. I want to have a great draft finally. We had one last year with RJ. We got lucky when we got Mitch. You know what I'm saying? We got to see what Knox is still going to be. I still say that was a good pick. I'm not going front. I wanted Miles, the kid that plays for Charlotte. I wanted him. That's who I really wanted. I wanted Miles, the kid Miles. But we took Knox. All right. Now we gotta give him a chance to fit in. We gotta let him play, man, because we not letting him play. And then, like DSJ, we killing him when he is on the floor. Any mistakes, anything we don't see, we complain about his motor. Just chill, man. Kawhi is not no loud nigga. He's quiet, but he asserts himself when necessary. Let's see, man. There's flashes of Knox showing aggression. Maybe this coaching staff, maybe having Kenny Payne and a few other, the guy from Kentucky and a few other new people that we have, maybe they could start getting him to be more aggressive. Maybe they could push some buttons that'll help Knox show us what it is that we need to see, and for him to start doing what he needs to be successful, so they could stop trying to make him a bust before he even gets a chance to develop. See, like I said before, if y'all not going to get on Frank, because Frank been in the NBA now how many years? Okay, so now we need to start seeing Frank pan out. But the problem is, once again, we not letting them play. So like my man Falcon said, we need to go with the youth. I don't think we need to make any trades, like I said. But if we do, we should trade for Drew Holiday, like with the trade I expressed earlier. There's 2 more trades that I expressed earlier that we could do. One is with San Antonio, and the other one is with the Kings. The Kings, you know, they want to get rid of Buddy Hields. That's a player that will come in and play now he will be absolutely everything we need, because he's a young man. He's not on the back end of his career like Drew. He plays D, he could score, he could facilitate. Makes around the same money as Julius Randle, but we wouldn't get another player back with Buddy Hield. We would just get Buddy Hield, and we'd get that 12th pick that they got. And we give him 27, 38, Randall, and Alpha. I don't even know if we got to give him Alpha Payton or one of those dudes. The salaries tight match up, yo. Buddy Hield is another player that we should be trying to get. And then with San Antonio, this is the trade that most people don't like, but it works. It works for us. We can. A lot of people don't want DeRozan, and I get that. San Antonio got that 11th pick though, so if we don't take DeRozan, we could take LaMarcus Aldridge. We could swap big men. We could switch Randall for Aldridge. Aldridge is on the back end. He's a very good veteran. He can help out Mitch. Word, he definitely can help out Mitch a lot. He could spread the floor because Aldridge got a little bit of a jump shot. It would just change the dynamics of our team, and he would be a veteran that could help solidify the bench too. At some point, if we let's say we draft Obi Toppin. Let's say we got Obi Toppin and Sadiq Bey. Having a dude like LaMarcus Aldridge makes a lot of sense, because he would be a good mentor and example for Toppin, Bey, and Mitch to go along with Taj. You know, like, we got to really start looking at, there's probably trades like this and scenarios like this that the Knicks are really considering. There's a lot of bullshit out there. There's a lot of clickbait out there. There's a lot of feeling scenarios out there. I just hit y'all with 3 scenarios that's real. It can be done. I put them through the trade machine and all that. They can do them. We don't know if the Knicks is trying to work these things out. But the Van Fleet, the Chris Paul, I want to stay away from. And if we're thinking about Mike Conley, I'd rather go the Drew Holiday route. No, I like Mike Conley. He's not a bad choice. But I'd rather go the Drew Holiday route. And like my man White Falcon said, my man White Falcon 44, it's true. RJ's a 3. We see that now. Don't get me wrong. He's going to be a point forward because he can distribute the ball. But we don't want him to always have that responsibility yet. Not yet. He's not ready for that right now. Let him play the three. Let him build up his offensive repertoire. Let him build up his confidence. And the playmaking, that's automatic. It's natural. He's going to do it regardless of what position he's playing on the floor. So that we can incorporate that skill later. Let's just get him confident. Let's get some wins. Let's get some winning streaks. Let these kids get some experience. Let the young boys run together. Let Frank, DSJ, Knox, RJ, and Mitch start. Let them go. Let them go. And then we see what happens with whoever we got coming from behind. And if we do trade, and if we do sign big free agents, let's be smart. Let's pick people that fit, man. And on that note, peace and love to everyone that stopped by. My man Steve Mendez, my man White Falcon. I appreciate the love. I'm going to holler at y'all soon. I'm going to probably do a live probably on Wednesday. So I'll be making that next basketball card real soon. So stay tuned. And I'm out of here because I got it like that. Phil Facts, the sports snob. Peace, y'all. One love.